It is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the Great American Ballpark, about to play the middle game versus the Cincinnati Red Machines. I am the Mets head, talking all things New York Mets, with a preview of Game 73 versus the Reds. If you enjoy my content, I ask that you please like and subscribe to the Mets Head on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We're traveling Dingleberries and I traveled to Cincinnati back in 2009. It was the 27th stadium we visited. We saw the Rockies play the Reds on August 1st, 2009. On the mound for the Rockies was Ubaldo Jimenez versus Homer Bailey on the Reds. Jimenez threw 8 innings for the win. The Rockies had Hall of Famer Todd Helton batting third. Brad Hoppy was batting fourth, and Troy Tulowitzki batted fifth. The Reds had Joey Votto, Brandon Phillips, and Hall of Famer Scott Rowland batting 3, 4, 5. It also sets it up for Torrens to catch tomorrow and make Alvarez the DH. I think Tobias Myers was the best choice as a starting pitcher last night, since he had great numbers against Cincinnati and he's able to pitch multiple innings. I really thought it was a step in the right direction for our starting rotation. I felt like he should have been our starter from the beginning of the season. I think 6-man rotation would have been the way to go, with pitchers getting injured so frequently. And also, we have Senga, who prefers the extra day of rest. The guy has the capability to be masterful. He has a career ERA of 3.0. And in the first half of last year, 14 starts, he had a 1.39 ERA. Shouldn't you try to keep that guy going at that pace for the benefit of your team? Why are you trying to pigeonhole Senga into a situation that doesn't work well for him? Just to say, oh, we got a 5-man rotation? Yeah, but he pitches shitty. Myers has also been as successful as a starter in his career. He has a career 3.83 ERA in 34 starts. In 2024, he had 3.11 ERA in 25 starts. That's pretty good. Last year, he didn't do very well. He had a 5.64 in, I think, 6 games started. But with our rotation being such an issue, and Myers is being used in long relief, when we already had Peterson and Manaea doing that, Scott pitched great, but he's out now. I'd rather they use Myers than a AAA guy who is unproven or pitching poorly, especially when Mendoza and Stearns are going to quickly pull him and demote him if they don't pitch well in one game. It may come to a point when the season is too far gone that they will just have to give starting pitchers the time to grow and develop without fear of being removed and sent down. But that time is not now. We are only 5.5 games out of the wild card. That being said, Myers got crushed. I still stand by my statement that Myers was the best choice to start the game, since he can go multiple innings, and they don't necessarily have to bring in Peterson. With a right-hand pitcher on the mound, you would have thought the Reds would load up on left-hand pitchers. But right-hand hitters have been hitting better off of Myers than lefties. And I think they anticipated that Peterson was going to be brought in. So they loaded up on righties. Also, Brasman pitched the day before, so he wouldn't be available. I guess Warren could have been a good choice since he's better versus right-handers than lefties, but he would most likely have only pitched one inning, and Peterson then would have been brought in. And the Reds are batting 333 against him with an 864 OPS. So bringing in Peterson sooner would not have been a good choice either. I mean, you would think that Myers would be okay with a 1.76 average against them with the Reds, but bad starts can't always be predicted. Doesn't mean the wrong choice is made. The same as with if you make a poor choice and it works out, that doesn't mean it was the right choice. As for the game, Myers gave up a leadoff double that was misplayed by Ewing, who has had a little trouble lately picking up line drives hit directly at him. He tends to take a step back and then is not able to get to the ball in time. But Benj almost had it. And then Benj made a really good catch on the next hit that probably should have been a hit. So perhaps it evens out. But Myers then walks Stewart, and after a double steal, Steer grounded out to bring in the first run of the game. And then Eugenio Suarez hit a home run to make it a 3-0 deficit. Myers then walked the leadoff hitter to start the second. Then a single to Stevenson and a bunt single to load the bases. He then walked in a runner to make it 4-0. And he was pulled for Jonathan Pintaro, who immediately gave up a single to make it 5-0. And then a grand salami by Eugenio Suarez again. 2 for 2 with 2 home runs to start the game. This guy has been killing us early in series. The score was then 9-0. Myers finished the game with pitching 1 1/3, giving up 7 earned runs on 4 hits and 3 walks, with only 1 strikeout on 43 pitches. Pintaro ended up pitching 3 2/3, giving up those 2 runs to Suarez that belonged to him on 3 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Then Peterson came in and pitched 3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks with a strikeout. He gave up a leadoff walk to McLean in the 8th, a single to Stevenson, and then a 3-run shot by Blade, making it 12-0. And that was the final score. It is the 8th time we've been shut out this year. Out of 72 games, that's 11% of the time. It would be the 17th time that we scored 1 run or less, making it 23% of the time. And the 30th time out of 72 that we scored 2 or less for 41% of the time. What do they say? Feast or famine? I don't know if we ever call it feast. I think we feasted 8 times and had no runs 8 times. So those kind of even out. We are now 32-40, 8 games under 500. Last place in the NL East. 14.5 games behind the Braves. You only have a 1-game lead for the best record in the league, with the Dodgers right behind them. And the Reds are now 34-37. 3 games under 500. Last place in the NL Central now. And now 10 games behind the Brewers for first place in their division. Great Scott has gone on the DL, which is not very good for us. So on the mound is 33-year-old right-hand pitcher Kodai Senga, returning from the IL. Originally from Japan, he is 6'1", 202 pounds. He was signed as an international free agent by the Mets in 2022. This is his fourth year in the majors. Before this year, he had pitched 52 games. He was 20-13 with a 3.0 ERA, 320 strikeouts in 285 innings. Last year, he pitched in 22 games. He was 7-6 with a 3.02 ERA, 109 strikeouts in 113 innings. Looking objectively at his numbers, why do people freak out so much about him? I know he has not been very well of late, but people turn on guys so fast. He had an amazing first half last year in 14 games. He had a 1.39 ERA. Then he got injured on a throw by Pete Alonso and a terrible second half with a 6.56 ERA. This year he's pitched in 5 games. He is 0-4 with a 9 ERA, 23 strikeouts in 20 innings with 13 walks, which of course is bad. But hopefully, whatever his injury was, he's recovered from, and he can come in and pitch well for us. The last time he pitched was April 26th. He pitched 2 2/3 and gave up 3 runs. The first 2 games he pitched, he threw 11 2/3 and gave up 4 runs. But then he gave up 7 to the A's, 6 for the Cubs, and 3 to the Rockies, only in 2 2/3. The current Reds roster is batting 150 against him with a 490 OPS. 3 hits and 20 at bats. That's a good position to put him in to get him back up to speed in the majors. Tyler Stevenson is 2 for 2 against him, and Spencer Steer is 1 for 3. Nathan Lowe, Dane Myers, and Eugenio Suarez are 0 for 15 against him. On the mound for the Reds is 29-year-old right-hand pitcher Brady Singer from Leesburg, Florida. He is 6'5", 215 pounds. Spent 5 years with the Royals, and now this is his second year with Cincinnati. Drafted 18th overall by Kansas City in 2018. Casey Mize was number 1, Joey Bart number 2, and Alec Bohm was number 3. We took Jared Kelenic 6th overall. Kelenic was traded that same year to the Mariners, along with Jay Bruce and some others, for Robinson Cano and Edwin Diaz. Matt McLean, who we're facing, was picked 25th. And we took Simeon Woods Richardson in the 2nd. And later traded him to the Blue Jays for Marcus Stroman. Singer was 8th in AL Rookie of the Year voting, behind Kyle Lewis of Seattle. Robert Jr. got the 2nd most votes. And Devin Williams won Rookie of the Year in the NL. This is Singer's 7th year in the majors. He has pitched 172 games. He is 52-62 with a 4.32 ERA, 855 strikeouts in 916 innings with 294 walks. Last year for Cincinnati, he pitched in 32 games. He was 14-12 with a 4.03 ERA, 163 strikeouts in 169 innings with 60 walks. This year, he's pitched in 13 games. He is 2-6 with a 5.61 ERA, 47 strikeouts in 61 innings with 20 walks. The current Mets roster is batting 241 with a 646 OPS against him, 14 hits and 58 at bats. My ideal lineup against Singer would. I'm just going to go with Benj as the leadoff hitter until Lindor comes back. Bichette to bat second. He is 3 for 11 with a triple against Singer. Soto to bat third, batting 400 against Singer. Young batting fourth, and when they bring in the lefty, switch him for Vientos. Ewing batting fifth. I would bat Semien sixth because he is 4 for 14 with a double and a walk against Singer. Then Beatty batting seventh, 0 for 6 against Singer. Melendez eighth, and I bat Alvarez ninth at catcher. Torrens is 0 for 5 against Singer, and Alvarez has never faced him. I'm not too confident with tonight's game because Singer has not pitched well in a while, and we might have to use up a lot of our bullpen. But it's much better facing Singer than Burns, who has a top 5 ERA in the league. We got a lot more hits against Singer. Soto alone has more hits against Singer than we have total hits against Burns. So let's go, Mets go. Until next time, I'm Juan Gan.